Welcome back, folks. Merry late Christmas, everyone. Welcome to your favorite Sunday show. Today is Sunday, December 26, 2021. This is Samantha, your favorite host, and I am excited to share this week's segments with you. Starting right off, we have Wesley's question of the week. Then Christopher brings us into the studio and shares another performance.
What I'm looking forward to this break is probably just not being in school, because I literally do not like school at all. It is very time consuming. My least favorite class is probably biology, because somehow we always have a test some week or always have some assignment to do, and my grade just sucks a lot and I don't like biology at all. On top of that, my other classes are also not fun and enjoyable for school.
The thing I'm looking forward to most over break is probably not having to do any homework, and also just having it be around Christmas time. It's just the best time, so yeah.
I'm looking forward to not being in school.
I'm looking forward to hanging out with my friends over break.
I'm looking forward to spending time over break, hanging out with my friends and family, also having some free time away from school. That'd be nice.
I am most looking forward to not having any schoolwork and getting to hang out with my friends.
I'm looking forward to my birthday over this break. I'm turning 17.
I'm looking forward to hopefully skiing if it's open.
I'm really jazzed. Well, first and foremost, to honestly not be here. This place causes me a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, a lot of sadness. And I love Christmas vibes. I love all the lights and that. You feel nice and like cozy. Hopefully if it snows out, and then maybe skiing, snowboarding.
Over Christmas break, I'm looking forward to playing hockey and hanging out with family.
Don't forget, there will be no show next week due to the current winter break. Yet no worries, we will be back to the usual show the following Sunday, which will be January 9th. Last week, our favorite little guy got abducted. Let's check out how he's doing in Clementine and Quimby's Adventure of the Little Guy. And Sarah is back, bringing us another episode of Fairy Tales of Old.
Hello, and welcome to Fairy Tales of Old, where every week we discuss and introduce an old fairy tale that's not as well known, and review it as well as provide possible facts. Last week, we reviewed the German tale, The Lorelei, the story about the siren Lorelei, how she fell in love and soon became one of the worst feared creatures of the sea. Now then, let's get into the story. This week, we'll be reviewing an Irish tale written by Morgan Llewellyn. This story is known by the title of Finn McCool and the Giant's Causeway. To begin, we start our story learning that the Irish giant Finn McCool, or Fionn McComhail, is very angry at his enemies, the Scottish giants. He was in fact so angry that he decided to build his very own causeway from Ulster and across the sea to Scotland just so he could battle them. So he set off and built it. It took many days and nights, but when he finally arrived on the shores of Scotland, he saw the great Scottish giant Benandonner. He shouted a challenge to him, saying he should cross the causeway he built and fight him. When Benandonner heard this, he immediately started running at Finn, who realized as Benandonner approached that he was much bigger than him. He turned and fled back to his home, the fort of Allen, and told his wife Unag of his mistake and that he changed his mind about fighting the Scot. Not long after he arrived, the two started hearing the great pounding of Benandonner loudly approaching the fort of Allen. Unag set to work and put Finn inside their baby cradle and covered him up with a blanket. Benandonner finally knocked on the door and Unag answered it, saying that Finn was away hunting deer in another county, but that Benandonner was welcome to stay and wait for him. Benandonner agreed, and Unag led him to the kitchen. On the way, she pointed to a massive fir tree in the hallway with a spearhead on top, saying, "Would you like to put your spear down next to Finn's? He might be a while." Benandonner did so and sat down at the table. Unag started preparing what she called Finn's favorite meal and served it to Benandonner, who broke 3 of his front teeth off of the iron that she had hidden inside. After he had finished eating, Unag led him into the garden, asking if he'd like to train for Finn's arrival. She pointed to a large pile of boulders, saying, "Finn and his friends often play catch with these rocks." Benandonner tried to pick one up, but the weight of it was so heavy for him that he could barely lift it over his head. Now fearful of the strength and power that Finn apparently had, he ran back to Scotland and back over the causeway, breaking it as he went. This is such an interesting tale and idea behind the giants of Ireland and Scotland. I do admire Unog for her cleverness and bravery when trying to help her husband. I feel like it would have taken a lot of courage to face such a giant as Benandonner. I hope you enjoyed this week's story, and I'll see you next time on Fairy Tales of Old.
Don't forget, we are now on break until Monday, January 3rd, so make sure you remember to sit back, relax, and enjoy the holidays. Alright folks, it's finally time for the news portion of the show. Starting off, we have our current events segment with Julia, which will then be followed by Kaden with the national sports news. has been a new basketball viewer policy. Due to the recent rise in local cases, home games at Monument Mountain Regional High School will be restricted. Basketball players will be permitted 4 spectators each. Next up, we have Carmen, Heidi, and Adriana bringing us their segment, which is followed by Wilbur, Pedro, and Lorenzo's segment, this week introducing us to their teachers.
Anthony Santos nació el 21 de julio de 1981 en el Bronx, Nueva York, Estados Unidos, más conocido por su nombre artístico, Romeo Santos. Cantor estadounidense, viene de una familia de clase vieja. Trabajador, su padre llamado Francisco Sandoval, albañil, de origen dominicano, y su madre Dilia Santos, ama de casa, que llegó a Puerto Rico criado junto a su hermana. Su pasión por la música comenzó desde muy pequeño. Empezó a componer sus propias canciones. Le gusta quedarse en casa escribiendo sus canciones en vez de salir a divertirse con sus amigos. Todos sus recuerdos estaban repletos de culturas latinas. Con mucho esfuerzo logró acercarse al mundo de la música y cumplir sus objetivos. Siempre fue fantástico de la música, aun cuando no era un género popular. A la edad de 14 años, Romeo Santos dio sus primeros pasos cuando hizo parte del grupo llamado el Grupo Teenagers. Formó sus primeros 2 amigos, con quienes llegó a sacar un disco llamado Trampa de Amor. A finales de los 90 el grupo pasó a llamarse Aventura. Poco a poco fue haciéndose más conocido en el ambiente musical, hasta que se convirtió en el líder vocalista y compositor principal de la agrupación Bachata. Aventura ha logrado con ellos popularizarse en este ritmo a nivel internacional. Algunas de sus canciones llegaron a los primeros puestos de la lista de los rankings latinos y de Europa. A los 17 años de edad, su vida personal se fue complicando al enterarse que su novia estaba embarazada. Como era muy joven, se dejó llevar por el miedo y la desaparición, decidido a terminar la relación y no a asumir su responsabilidad como papá. El impacto de la noticia, actuar como cobarde en ese momento. Al principio, Romeo, muy avergonzado, decide enfrentar la situación buscando a su hijo. Cuando tenía 2 años, lo encontró permitiéndose ser padre. Hoy vive una hermosa relación con su hijo Alex Damián. En el 2007, Romeo Santos realizó una mini recital en el programa Música Pasión de sábado. También recibió el premio como compositor del año.
Hola, en este video vamos a estar hablando sobre los estudiantes de ESL y sobre los profesores que nos enseñan la educación.
Hola, mi nombre es Lorenzo y soy parte de MTV y vengo desde Guatemala y me gusta estudiar en esta escuela.
Hola, me llamo Pedro, soy de Guatemala y soy parte de esta clase de MTV. Hola, mi nombre es Wilbur Darío, soy de Guatemala y soy parte de MMTV y me gusta estudiar en la high school.
Hi, my name is Miss Zante, Valerie Zante, and I have the privilege of teaching the ELL students that speak Spanish, just like students at Monument who speak English go to English class. These students are taking Spanish with me. Right now we're reading a novel called Cajas de Cartón, and we're working on writing an analytical critique of the story.
Hi, I'm Mr. Barrett. I'm one of the teachers of the ELL mathematics class. So we've been working on some of the basic skills in algebra this year. So we've solved equations. We've done some stuff with graphing a little bit. We've done a lot of work with order of operations and fractions. And next week we're going to be using our fraction skills to bake some cookies to celebrate the year so far. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Mrs. Luttenberger, and I teach English as a second language. So we start from the beginning and learn how to read and write and listen and speak in English here at Monument Mountain. I have a whole lot of great students. So
Hi, my name is Mrs. Triano. I teach ESL US History and Social Studies, and I also teach US History 2 and AP US History.
Hello, my name is Vincent Chen. I'm a teacher here at Monument Mountain Regional High School. I teach English, 10th grade, and if you have any questions about books, feel free to ask.
I had it last week.
If you are deciding to travel within the holiday break, there will be no requirements with testing on return. Yet please reference and follow the recommended CDC guidelines for traveling. This week, Caitlin shares all of the information on Outer Banks star Rudy Pankow in her segment Celebrity Profiles. Due to our current winter break, there is no lunch, yet let's check out the lunch for our returning week of January 3rd. Monday is our first school lunch of 2022, and we are starting off strong with chicken patty sandwiches. Tuesday follows with barbecue pork riblet sandwiches. Wednesday is mac and cheese with a dinner roll on the side, and then we end off the week with Thursday's fish sandwich and Friday's stuffed crust pizza. Last but never least, we have Veer's segment on the top 10s, and then Sam finishes us off with his perspective on video games. That's a wrap on our December 26th show. Thank you for tuning in during these busy and exciting times. As always, if you have any suggestions, we would love to hear them. Please send us any suggestions to our email, monument.tv2021@gmail.com. We hope you have a great holiday season, and we are looking forward to see you next year. Once again, there will be no show next week, yet we will return the following week on the same time and same channel. This has been Samantha from MMTV signing off. Have a happy new year, everyone.